friends, it's Mrs. Somick again, and we're going to take a second look here at the same article we started yesterday on our Constitution as a new nation and the government articles that is all about. So, what I want us to start off doing here is first of all, make sure you have a clean piece of paper ready to go. And today, you're actually answer 7 different questions for me, I believe. And if I made a mistake, I'm sorry, but I believe there's 7 total on a sheet of paper. And again, at the end, if you would like to share it with your teacher, please do so. It's not required to, but we always like to kind of hear and see things from you guys. So you can either email that to your teacher or even post it on your portfolio in your class dojo. All right, friends, let's get started. So I already read this to you yesterday. However, I'm just going to quickly read it. So if you need to refer back earlier in this video, you can if you need to answer your questions. All right, on July 26, 1787, after many compromises, a committee was formed to begin drafting the new Constitution. The writers were called framers. The framers worked very hard, and these men are now called our founding fathers. On August 17, 1787, the Constitution was signed by the committee members. However, 9 out of the 13 states would have to agree to the Constitution or ratify it. It took many years, and men like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, and James Madison told everyone that they supported the Constitution. This helped persuade people who were not sure if they liked the Constitution. By 1790, all 13 states had ratified the Constitution, and all the states agreed to belong in the United States of America. The Constitution is the law of the land. Many of the people who were worried about agreeing to the Constitution wanted a Bill of Rights added. A Bill of Rights states rights that cannot be taken away by the government. They are rights that belong to the people. Even though some of the framers did not think the Constitution needed a Bill of Rights, they agreed to add one later. The framers knew that their draft of the Constitution was good, but they also knew that people would have other good ideas to add to the document. Additions or changes to the Constitution would be done through an amendment process. Remember, we discussed yesterday, how is the Constitution changed or added to? And we said it is done through additions or changes through an amendment process. Let's continue. The Constitution established the national government. The first 3 articles of the Constitution set up the 3 branches of government. They are the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. The articles also state the branches' responsibilities and how they share power. Article 4 explains the relationship of the states and that they are required to obey the national laws and honor one another. It also states that the national government will provide a military to defend the states. Article 5 explains how the Constitution could be changed. For a change to be made, the amendment has to pass both houses by a 2/3 vote. And then 3/4 of the states also have to approve the amendment. So again, yesterday, number 2, we discussed what do the first 3 articles of the Constitution explain? And they explain those 3 branches of our government and their responsibilities. Let's continue. Article 6 states that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Any new laws have to agree with the Constitution. It also states that people who want to work in the government have to take an oath of office and promise to support the Constitution. This article also says that the national government has to pay our country's debts. Article 7 explains the rules of ratifying the Constitution. Once 9 out of 13 states agreed to ratify the Constitution, it would then become the supreme law of the land. The Constitution is still the supreme law of the land today. So why is Article 6 important? And we discussed that because Article 6 states that the Constitution is the supreme law. So any new laws we have to be constitutional. They have to agree with the Constitution. And that is what we discussed yesterday. All right, get your papers ready. Now, I know it says 1, 2, and 4. I know how to count, thank you. However, this should be question 3. So we're going to do questions 3 together, okay? And then you're going to do the others on your own. So let's go ahead and start with number 1. And if you need more time between each one, again, please feel free to pause the video. Let's start off with number 1. What had to happen in order for the Constitution to be made the supreme law of the land? What had to happen? If we go back to this last slide, I believe there is something in there in order for it to be the supreme law of the land. If you want more time, please pause and join me in a minute. If you're ready, here we go. Remember what it says. We have to have 9 out of 13 states to agree to ratify the Constitution, and then it would become the supreme law of the land. So we had to have 9 out of 13 states for that. All right, let's see what Ms. Somick had for my answer. And my answer states 9 out of 13 states had to ratify it. Now, I hope your answer even looks even better than mine. I want it in a complete sentence. All right, here we go. Number 2 on your paper. Why were some people afraid to ratify the Constitution when it was first drafted? That's an important word here, when it was first drafted. Okay. If you already know, go ahead and start writing that down. The rest of us, let's head back to slide 2 here. Where does it talk about how some people were concerned? Oh, there it was in the next paragraph. I see it. I hope you did. If you need more time, please pause. Otherwise, let's keep going. Many of the people who were worried about agreeing to the Constitution, what did they want? They wanted a Bill of Rights added. All right, so let me head back to our questions here. Let's see what Ms. Somick said. I need my pointer. The Constitution did not include a Bill of Rights originally, and many people wanted the rights of the people to be written out so the government could not take them away. Remember, the Bill of Rights are the rights that belong to the people. So if you have something close to that, please, celebration clicks all around. All right. Question 3 is going to be the last one that we're going to do together. Again, I know that says 4, but it is question 3. Here we go. What did the first 3 articles of the Constitution establish? And why do you think that's important? We had a question kind of similar to that yesterday. Let me go back to my slides. The first 3 articles. Hunt, see if you can find it. Pause if you need to. Write if you're ready. Okay, I'm ready if you are. Let's go ahead and highlight. So what do those first 3 articles tell us? The first 3 articles of the Constitution, I'm highlighting, set up the first 3 branches. Why is that important? Because it's telling us the branches' responsibilities and how they have to share the power. All right, remember we had just broken away from a monarchy. We didn't need another king. All right, so let's see how your answer compares to mine. Here we go. So those first 3 articles explain the 3 branches of the government, and this is important because it tells each branch's responsibilities and how the national government has to work together. All right, so I'm going to end on this final note for our video, and you're going to come back to the next one on the lesson plan page. On your own, you are going to do the next 3 questions. Technically, it's 4, 5, and 6 here, but my numbering got off. We already know that. On question 5, you're going to answer, do you think it's easy to change the Constitution or add to it? Why or why not? Why is it important for new laws to agree with the Constitution? And the last one, why do you think it's important for government officials to take an oath? So this is a little bit more just not just finding it in the text, but you got to do your own thinking here about why or why not. All right. Once you have that answered on your piece of paper, please go to the following video to check your answers. And again, your teachers would love to see them if you would like to share it with us. Thank you so much.